Well, we're sitting here waiting for this Rittenhouse verdict, right? Which is apparently going to happen today, maybe. And what's interesting to me is that people are framing this as a race thing
from the beginning.
Well, and then many people are realizing now, because they're paying attention to the trial, that he actually shot white people.
Yeah.
Like, there's many people that thought that this Kyle Rittenhouse kid had shot black protesters, when in fact it was white Antifa rioters. And then if you look at their record, they were all criminals. Like, the people he shot.
They were. That's a tough point. You know, Joseph Rosenbaum, and I don't know how graphic you want to get, because do you know this guy's history? The first guy who attacked Kyle who died, do you know his history?
Yes, I do. But go ahead. Good graphic.
He anally raped children. I believe he anally raped one little boy, and he performed oral on several little boys. Apparently, he would try and date single mothers to sexually abuse their children. That was when he was a teenager, and then he went to prison. I believe it was for 15 years. Now, the details here get murky. I don't know exactly. They say he got out of a mental hospital that morning. This guy was not Antifa. He was not Black Lives Matter, at least in my opinion. I think this is a guy who was suicidal. He was screaming, "Shoot me, N-word, shoot me, N-word," over and over again. He attacked a kid with a gun who was screaming "friendly, friendly, friendly," and running away, and then tried grabbing it. And then within .739 of a second, Rittenhouse let off 4 shots as Rosenbaum was reaching for his gun, as testified by Richie McGinnis, and he crumpled to the ground. And that's when these other guys, the whole mob, you know, Kyle runs for the police, and then the rest of the mob starts running after him like, "Get him, cranium that boy, get him, get him, get him." Anthony Huber is an interesting one, because he's the dude who hit him with the skateboard twice. People don't know this, because you'll hear from the conservatives like, "Oh, he was hitting him with the skateboard," and you see that photo of Rittenhouse on the ground. Apparently, he hit Rittenhouse from behind with the skateboard before Rittenhouse fell. He grabbed the gun. Rittenhouse fired 1 shot right into his heart, killed him instantly. Gage Grosskreutz, the next guy, charged at Rittenhouse with a gun in his hand. And you want to know where it gets really crazy? Grosskreutz testified on the stand that he told police, and he believed, Kyle Rittenhouse said, "I'm working with the police," as he was running down the street, because Gage Grosskreutz was running alongside him. Grosskreutz runs back, turns around and runs towards him, pulling his Glock 27 out from his waistband. That means Gage Grosskreutz, if he's telling the truth, and he's probably not, believed Kyle Rittenhouse was a police informant or in some way working with cops, so he should draw his Glock 27 on this kid and run up to him, gun drawn. I mean, that's a crazy prospect. That's not someone.
He's the guy who got shot in the bicep?
Shot in the bicep, yeah. This is not a guy who was trying to stop a mass shooter. It's a guy who testified, "I was trying to, what, attack a police informant or a cop or something like that." That's in the trial.
Why do you think this has become a race thing? Is it because it was a Black Lives Matter protest?
Man, this is crazy.
Well, let's call it what it is. Is it a protest or is it a riot?
It's a riot.
It's a riot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like, I mean, what was the scene? Were they lighting things on fire? Like, what was the scene?
Well, so I watched a lot of videos about it, you know, same as many people, but I also interviewed 7 different witnesses. We've had them on our show right afterwards and throughout the year, and we have a collection of all this footage from all these guys. I mean, this was a pretty serious riot. You know, when people say, like, why did Kyle Rittenhouse come out? Why did he have to have that gun? Well, buildings had been burned down. But there was a viral video of a guy who looks, I think he's in his 70s. I think I could be getting the details wrong, so you guys can fact check me on this one, but he had like a mattress store that was on fire. And so he rushes to it as people are just running through the store and causing havoc, and he tries to stop them and grab them. And someone goes up behind him with a rock and bashes him over the back of the head, leaving him laying on the ground bleeding out. I remember seeing that video and just being like, holy shit, dude. So you have to imagine, I mean, you're a kid, this Kyle Rittenhouse, he wants to be a cop, he wants to be an EMT, and you hear the police aren't doing anything about it. Literally, the police were just staying far away as things burned. Then you hear that his friend Nick Smith was offered money to protect the businesses, so they said, we need to get a crew together to defend these businesses. And Kyle's 17, he had a legal gun. The gun was legal. The judge ruled this. And everybody...
So explain that, because I thought he wasn't old enough to carry.
So in Wisconsin, there's an exemption for rifles and shotguns if you're 16 or 17. It is believed the exemption is so that you can hunt,
right?
But it's not specifically about hunting.
So open carry is in Wisconsin if you're above 18. Is that what it is?
I don't know about open carry or
concealed carry, but the ability to carry a weapon publicly, because this is publicly, right?
Right.
And so even though he's 17, there's an exemption that he's allowed to carry that weapon because of the fact that it's a rifle.
It's a rifle greater than, I think, 26 inches.
So if he was carrying a pistol, what he was doing was illegal, but since he was carrying a rifle, it's legal. So because people kept saying that he was carrying it illegally because he was 17, so that's not in fact true.
Not true. And all the legal experts who were being honest about this from the first day this happened immediately came out and said he was legally carrying that rifle. But I guess for the same reason people claimed Kyle Rittenhouse shot black people, they claimed the gun was illegal.
You know, I never heard anybody say that he shot black people, but I think people just assumed that he shot black people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think it was. I don't think most people are even aware of the details of this case, especially the people that are, which is really disturbing, the people that are commenting on it in the media. Like Joe Scarborough got a bunch of shit wrong.
Fired off 60 rounds.
I mean, he just got a bunch of shit wrong. Like so many of the details wrong. Like he's a professional news guy. That's what he does. He's on, what is he, MSNBC?
MSNBC Morning Joe.
I mean, how the fuck does his, I mean, he must have fact checkers and.
You want to hear some shit? I've been watching the trial live stream nonstop from start to finish.
Yeah.
I've been covering mostly this and reading legal analysis from a variety of lawyers. There was a moment where it was really, really bad for the prosecution. One of their star witnesses, one of the men who, Gage Grosskreutz, he's the guy who ran up with the Glock on Kyle Rittenhouse, testified that it wasn't until he advanced on Kyle with his gun pointed at him that Kyle shot him.
Right.
What did MSNBC report? What did NPR report? That he testified he raised his hands, and with his hands up, Kyle shot him.
Yeah, what the fuck are they doing? Are they just lying, or are they doing it because, are they doing it for ratings? Are they doing it because they're misinformed? Like, what are they doing?